Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is a third grade lesson that got interrupted earlier because of the internet and the glitching that we were experiencing. So I thought I'd teach a mini lesson so that you could reference. Again, this is for third grade. We're going to start off with regrouping, which is carrying and borrowing. We're first going to start off with subtraction. I have 672 minus 486, which also means 600 plus 70 plus 2 minus 400 plus 80 plus 6. The first question that I always have to ask myself is, where do I start? Which place values? A lot of people like to start at the hundreds place, but we all know that we start at the ones place. And first question, now that I have that down, the second question I'm going to ask myself is, can I subtract 6 from 2? In other words, can I do 2 take away 6? We know the answer to that. We know that this number up on top always has to be larger or bigger than the number on the bottom. So I have 2 ones and 6 ones. Can I take 6 from 2? No, I can't. That's when I use borrowing. I can always come next door to my tens place and knock on the tens door and ask my tens, hey, can I borrow a 10? And my 10 is going to say, sure, because we have 7 of those, and he's able to spare a 10. So we're at 7. If we have 7 tens, we're going to take 1. That will leave us 6 tens. Again, these are the 10 rods that look like this. And they have 10 little ones in them. So I'm able to take 1 10 and bring it over to my ones. And it'll end up turning into 10 little ones. So I'm going to say 2 plus 10 now. How much is 2 plus 10? And if I can't remember, I can always make my own little number line. Sorry. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. But I'm going to use mental math. I'm going to put 6 in my head and then add 2. So I have 6 in my head plus 2. And I count up 10 in my head plus 2. 10, 11, 12. So I know 10 plus 2 is 12. Crossing that out and placing a 12 above that. Now I know I can subtract or minus or take away 6 from 12. So if I'm going to minus that, that's going to be a 6. I am done with my ones place. Now I'm going over to my tens. I have 6 tens on top and 8 tens on the bottom. What's my first question I need to ask? I need to ask myself, can I subtract 8 from 6? Oh, I remember Mrs. Ochoa said that our top number always has to be bigger than our bottom number when we are subtracting. So the answer is no. I need to go next door to my neighbor, the hundreds place, and borrow 100. Let's ask. Hey, 100, can we borrow one of your hundreds? And of course he's going to say yes because he's got plenty to spare. So I'm going to borrow one of the hundreds, one of these 600s. So if I have 600s and I take 100 away, it'll leave me 500. Now I've got to take that 500 and bring it here. So this will end up being 60, like we have here. 60 plus 100, which will give us 160. But to make it short, we can just put 16 above, which means 160. Because this is the tens place and this is the hundreds, and we borrowed 100. So now I'm going to say, can I subtract 8 from 16? Well, yes, because my top number is bigger than my bottom number. Now, if I subtract 16 minus 8, 16, take away 8, my answer will be 8. Now, all I have to do is subtract my hundreds. I'm going to ask myself that question. Is my top number bigger than my smaller number? In this case, yes. All I have to do now is subtract. 5 minus 4 equals 1. So my whole difference is 186. That is a subtraction problem. This is an addition problem now. Addition's a little bit easier. We don't have to worry if the top number is bigger than the bottom number. We can just add. So I'm going to add 8 plus 2 off to the side. 8 plus 2. I'm going to use mental math. I have 8 in my head plus 2. 8, 9, 10. So this equals 10. I know that 10 is too big to use in my ones. So I'm going to take the 0 because it's in the ones place and put it in the ones place. I'm going to take my 10 and I'm going to carry it over to my ones place. 1. Now I can begin my tens place. I have 6, 4, and 1, and I'm adding them all up. Well, first thing I'm going to do is add 6 and 4. I'm going to add 6 and 4 off to the side. 6 plus 4. Use mental math. 6 in my head, 4 on my fingers. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have a sum of 10. Then all I need to do is add that one more that we carried over. So 10 plus 1 is 11. Again, this is too big to put into my tens place. So I'm going to put the first 10. I'm going to put one that's in the tens place here, and the other one that's in the hundred place here. I'm taking it over. All I'm going to do is the same thing again. I'm going to add 3 plus 3. This is too hard. You could always write 1, 2, 3 dots. 1, 2, 3 dots. I like to do mental math. So 3 in my head and 3 on my fingers. 3, 4, 5, 6 equals 6. Then I carried over a 1.